Okay, so just playing around with a way we can show our student who has a processing speed LD how to handle linear growth. So it's fun to use technology and it's fun to graph by hand, but sometimes we have to kind of really break things down and show students kind of where these patterns are growing from. So I've got a series of pattern here. I've got the first term right here. Again, we're using linking cubes for this. We've got our second term right here and our third term right here. And so we'd ask the student to create the fourth term. And the fourth term, if they would look at this, we'd want them to identify the fact that they have what's staying the same and what's changing. So what's staying the same is the row of 3 across the bottom is staying the same. And for each subsequent term, we have an additional piece added to the top. So hopefully our student would identify the next one. They grab some linking cubes and they'd put this together. So here's our cubes. We've got this, put this together, we end up with a term that looks something like this. So this is what we'd want to go for. So here's term 1 over here, term 2, term 3, and term 4. But then taking those and kind of really wanting them to be able to identify that it's a linear or a constant rate of growth, I've got a chart. Now, it's fairly simple. There's no label on the vertical axis whatsoever. We've got term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4, and so on across the bottom. So term 1 represents here. Now I can't really put these on as they are because they'll overlap and that's kind of clumsy looking. But the nice thing about these is that if I take these things apart, so I'll just take these apart really quickly here. My apologies for the shaking camera. So here's term 1 taken apart and just kind of stacked together as a single piece. Term 2, we'll take it apart and stack it up. So here's term 2, and we'll grab term 3. So here's term 3 and term 4. So grab that and stack that up. And now we're beginning to see, and again this should be hopefully evident and visual for the student, that what we end up with here is a very linear growth. So we have the terms increasing by a constant rate, and we could even grab our ruler. I stole my daughter's puppy dog ruler. Looks like it's been well loved. Any math teacher's daughter loves a ruler, and we can actually verify that by showing it with the ruler that it is a constant rate of increase, or we could even draw that line in there if we wanted to.